The request to unseal the affidavits was made by federal prosecutors, which tells me that they might be looking at federal charges as well, or instead of the state charges.
New details emerge after documents are unsealed in the Highland Park shooting case. 7 people were killed on July 4th during that parade, and a man was charged last year.
Now we know what investigators found inside the man's apartment, including explosive materials and detonators.
Elizabeth Matthews is live in Highland Park tonight with the latest. Elizabeth.
Yeah, that federal search warrant shows that the suspected Highland Park shooter may have been planning an even deadlier attack than what took place.
Bomb-making materials, just some of the items found inside the suspect's apartment, according to newly unsealed federal search warrants.
He had gone to the extent to tape bullets to the outside of the container, which presumably would act as shrapnel. So, and he had experimented with a remote control detonating device, so he could detonate it from a preset distance.
The documents show pictures of cases of explosive material and other electrical components. About the explosives, the suspect told investigators, quote, "They're heavy. You can only carry so many things." There was also a drawn image of the suspect himself holding a gun and carrying out an attack while wearing a GoPro camera to record the carnage. Retired FBI Special Agent Ross Rice says while the suspect is currently charged and being held in state court, it was federal prosecutors who requested these documents be unsealed, which may suggest the suspected shooter could face federal charges, perhaps for domestic terrorism.
There's a death penalty on the federal system, which you don't have in Illinois, and there's a possibility there was co-conspirators outside of the state of Illinois that could be charged federally as well.
The documents also point to an associate of the suspects referred to as Individual A, who lived in Northbrook. The suspect visited this person shortly after the attack.
Individual A could be a possible co-conspirator. They didn't go into what the relationship was in any detail, how long, what type, but certainly that would pique the interest of investigators.
The suspected shooter is accused of killing 7 people during that 4th of July parade attack, wounding many others. His next pretrial hearing is in the month of May. In Highland Park tonight, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.